No,
That
you
right
brought it
there,
up.
that statement right, no,
I
you
wouldn't
did.
bring up thermodynamics, bro. I'm not
Why
a
did you?
scientist.
Well, why did you
You
say
brought
that
it up.
about energy? That you said
Oh my
that you said
God.
about energy
What are you
was a
drinking, bro?
thermodynamic claim.
No, no.
Yes, it was.
You
Whether
brought it up. I
notes
asked
here.
you about the galaxy.
We have a new guest to the panel, gentlemen. Psychic Dash and the Vampire Slayer. How you feeling today? Go ahead with your questions about what you've seen so far.
I've seen the four-faced cherub being it's in the Bible. I know how to read. And you're talking about energy. I'm talking about energy is what you do. That's all I get to do is look through some stranger and find the light that's glowing and say what I see. And if there's visions that come to me and I tell you what I see, and sometimes spirits come around because they know you're listening. And when you're seeking it, you can see lots of spirits and creatures, or everything around other people. It's always the other person that can confirm what you're seeing is true or false, you know, and that's how you actually do that. I got recordings up and I still want to do more. And I do always for free because that's the only way I can get to go call God and have experiences with Jesus because I had experiences and I have experience with the four-faced cherubim. I never had to read the Bible or ever knew about or believe in to experience. Does that make sense to y'all?
Hell no.
And I do everything for free. I do birth charts too for free, roasting reviews for free because it's funny.
Shout out
That's
Psychic
different for me.
Dash. Uh,
Yes.
he makes a good point. Anybody want to take that one on? QT, go ahead. It's your show tonight.
I'd rather. I ain't gonna even lie. When he start talking about spirits and stuff, it took me
Also,
to
we're too. Mhm.
it don't. The only spirit is the spirit of the universe. Everything else is a soul. When it comes to that, I don't believe in supernatural events or occurrences.
You don't have to believe in anything for it to happen either, but your focus has to happen. You have to participate in this experience to make it happen.
Yeah. I'm a participate and take accountability and be
You're
able
making
to.
excuses from your own minds and senses. That's all it is. Haven't you
Mhm.
ever felt somebody else's emotions around you, the temperature or whatever, the vibe or whatever? Have you ever had an experience like that, or you ignore it, or you don't, or not aware that it's happening? Like you can sense other people, you know, wholeheartedly having a communication. You can get into spiritual and see through yourself and find yourself, contact yourself, your own senses to contact others. You know, that makes sense to you. You never seen anything like that. You never tried. If you're not trying, you're ignoring it. You're distracted, and you don't see the spiritual world for what it really is. You don't have to read about it either. You have to believe it in either. Isn't
Yeah,
that crazy?
it don't
You get
exist.
witnesses. You have witnesses that see the same thing you do in the spiritual world too. So there's no excuses. You're not just listening by yourself when you do the practice of that.
I disagree. I feel
Well, can
like
you never
everything
talk to
that
somebody
every I feel
that's what you
the
said? The
reason
only
I can't
you're
the reason
believing
I
it.
can't
Fake
can I talk
belief.
for a second?
Make
Can I talk for a
excuses
second?
to
Physics?
what you
Can I
can
psych?
be.
Can I talk for a second?
You are
Can I say something
talking.
to you? Can I say
You're
something
talking.
to you?
Or
The reason
multitasking.
this is incoherent is right here. I know that anything that I've ever done, I've done it. I've made the choice to do it. All the good things that happened in my life was due to me or somebody else doing something. Not no spirits doing nothing. All the bad things or what we call evil or whatever we call,
It's
I
all by
made the
yourself,
choice.
right?
I make the choice to do those. So
True.
anybody that is in existence who claims that something else outside of
Mhm.
them made them do anything is just
That's
incoherent to
true.
me. I can't agree with that
Exactly.
because
Exactly.
we have to be responsible for our thoughts and the things that we do and stop blaming those things on supernatural
I
occurrences because
agree.
it's not
I agree
happening.
with that 1,000%. I agree with that 1,000% But they still exist, is all I'm saying. Because whatever you
And
just said, I agree
that's
a
right.
thousand percent. I
I
agree a
feel
thousand fucking percent. What
and
you
we can
just said.
disagree with each other. Thank you.
No, no,
Thank you.
no. I
Yeah,
agree with what you just said 1,000%. But the thing is, they still exist. Demons and stuff. They're not gonna make you do fucking nothing. They just exist, and so does angels, so does spirits. But it's just communicated with them. Is all I'm telling you. Is what I'm about.
that's right.
And
That's right.
and spirits have tried to offer you things too, and you can refuse the bitch. Period. But you can still communicate with the motherfuckers. You know what I mean? You can still communicate with the real things, and it's awesome. And that's all I'm saying. It's
Wait a
paying
minute,
attention and
Quantum. What?
focusing on social opportunity. You can't just demand it to happen. It's a social opportunity. You have to find people who have the light. Like pregnant people, they're haunted by a spirit and ghost because they're pregnant with a soul that came from God. No matter who it is, you still have like some kind of glow around you. You can sense if it's a boy or girl, whatever. And that's a psychic thing too. But if you're paying attention more to it, it shows you more visions and your vibrations that we all have. And the elements that you have in your astrology chart can give you a more experience that you can't ignore. And now you know that this is reaction to somebody's presence and stuff, and we're all just like this puzzle piece that helps each other with different elements that we can enjoy from each other, whether we like each other or not. The elements that we have can work with each other's frequencies and do cool stuff.
Well, Quantum, let me ask you a question. If spirits and creators have time and nature, wouldn't they be forced to exist? So you said you didn't believe in them, but wouldn't
I don't know
necessary?
about that's those are incoherent thoughts, so I can't think about them. I can't even form ideas about those incoherent.
They have time and nature, though. What I'm asking you is, if
they
those
things, they I can't even
imagine
those.
How do you know that? How do you know they don't have time and nature?
Because they only exist in your imagination.
I'm just a ball of light that came into a body that started its time.
How do you know that? That if I tell you there's a planet somewhere,
could be
you
for
wouldn't tell me that.
Well, have you seen spirits?
I could. My bad, Royce. I couldn't hear you.
Have you seen spirits
Chess.
too? Is it
No?
Would you say that again, Chess? I couldn't hear you.
So if I ask you about a physical thing like a planet, if I tell you there's a planet orbiting some star, you wouldn't tell me it's just existing in my mind, right? So I'm asking you, how would you know if something has time and nature? How do you know that?
Well, I would go look and I'd say, you said it's a planet where? And then we look for that, we look for that planet. If we can't see that planet, what am I supposed to assume? If you tell me it's a planet right there and you looked and you saw it and I say, come show me, and then we go look and you don't see that planet, what am I supposed to assume?
So again, what I'm asking you is, if there is time and nature to a subject, how do you measure it? How do you know whether this thing has time and nature?
If it's in existence, it's existing within time with a nature.
Okay. So that means if you don't see the planet that I say exists, it does not exist. Is that correct?
If we go look for that planet, see, you're skipping a step. I'm not just going to take your word for it. In quantum onlyism, we're going to see if we can actualize that you just said. So if you tell me that you saw a planet, I want to go see that planet too. So we're going to go look for that planet. And only one of two things are going to happen. We're going to see that planet or we're not going to see that planet. If I don't see that planet where you said that planet should be, it only existed right there in your mind.
So I'm delusional. Okay.
There you go, incoherent at least. And we got to stop that. We have to stop having those incoherent thoughts about things that we know. That it's like insulting your own intelligence.
Yeah, but you're not answering the question about time and nature. How do I know if an element has time and nature?
If it exists,
so
and you know it exists,
but I don't know. That's my question. I don't know if you.
Yeah, then you don't know it exists. Then what? What are you trying to ask?
That's what my question is. There's something out there that we don't know.
Yeah.
How do we know if it has time or nature to it? How do we know? Like
how do
I know unicorns don't have time and nature?
I never seen a unicorn. I don't know about that. I've seen other spirits and creatures.
You know unicorns don't exist in a place. And in fact,
that's not knowledge. That's not knowledge. It's a form of knowledge.
Crazier than a unicorn.
You have to give me some kind of method or chronological order of something, like you say, to know whether or not something has time and nature.
Say that one more time. Say that one more time.
You should have something structured in order to qualify if something has time and nature, right?
Right.
So if I ask you about a unicorn, you should be able to tell me what properties does it have or does not have to have time and nature with it. It doesn't have to be a unicorn.
I will first have to identify a unicorn in the physical. That unicorn that you talking about, that you proposed me, I would have to go see it. Because if I see it then identify it within time and that it has a nature. If I can't do that, those are ideas. And then ideas we can try to actualize. Concepts we can try to actualize. If you can't actualize those, even though they're a possibility and a thought that you can think, doesn't mean that it can become actualized. So therefore is an impossibility. Have you ever heard of impossibilities?
Yes. Okay. So
Okay.
let me ask you this, right? So what is your concept of truth? For example, let me give you the example that if I murder somebody, but I'm a good criminal and I hide the body, I wipe down the evidence, there's no evidence, does that person exist? Far as, let me ask you, instead of existence, am I guilty of murder if you can't find the body or any evidence of that body that I murdered that person?
I'll say if at least one person know you murdered that person, yeah, you guilty of it. Does at least one person know you murdered that person?
No.
You
No
know
witness.
you murdered that person. Stop lying. I'm just stop being. There you go.
Don't
One
say
person?
So
So if you murder somebody, you don't know
Never.
that you murdered.
It's possible, right?
No. If you murder
No.
somebody, you don't.
It's
I
not
can't
possible.
believe it. I
What's
can't
not
believe the
possible?
incoherence.
My stuff is
It's
buffering.
astounding. It's
Oh, well.
none.
And even if that's the case, even if it's one person,
Oh, that's definitely the case, brother. That's definitely the case. There's
how
no
does
other
that make
case that's
it
logical or that explains it.
logical? So if there
Nothing.
is no
That
person, so you're saying everything in truth has to have some evidence. It can't be something true without evidence.
I've
how would you
never
know?
I
seen.
mean, it is what it is. Without
How would you know
evidence
if
for
that
your
one
own
person? How would you know
knowledge?
if that one person has knowledge of it anyway? Like it doesn't even make
Yeah,
sense.
you don't have to believe,
Like you wouldn't be
believe
able
in
to
anything.
know. You wouldn't be able to know even if I did do it. You wouldn't even
If
know if I.
one person, if even
Oh,
one
you're
person
talking about
in
what you're
exist,
feeling.
if
It's
listen to me, Roy. Okay, I'm gonna say this one more time. I'm talking about within the totality of existence. If anybody is in existence that knows that you that you murdered somebody, you guilty of it. Why? Because you know you murdered somebody or some. Now,
How do you
I'm not going to
verify that?
specify. I'm not going to specify. I'm just going to ask you. If you murder somebody, do you know you
Don't say
murdered somebody?
That's questionable.
murking.
Some people say some
Are you
people say they
murking
don't
them?
know.
You can't say the
Some
real
That's
word.
people,
incoherent. I call
Or
some
those
people,
lies.
really want
I
to be
call
on
them
no,
platform.
no.
lies.
That
That's
fucking word.
those are psychological disorders that
Or somebody not. Yeah, that's
they did
psychological
something
One
they did
mic, let him get it
something
out. Critique.
they did something and they're not aware of it, right? So insanity, right? So they did something but they don't acknowledge it, they're not aware of it. That can happen, right?
No,
Right?
no,
But
it
it's
can't.
still aware of by God's presence. It knows whether you know it or not. And if you have Alzheimer's, you don't know that thing. The psychic can see things in your life that you've done, whether you remember it or not. So it's still time capsuled inside your soul, recording everything you ever did in your whole life. That's why it's meant to be seen through everybody's spiritual eyes. And they can see it for themselves without judgment. Your whole freaking stupid life of your movie. And that's what you do when you get aware of things with your psychic mind. It's all in your mind and other purpose mind, and they can still see it together, like a ghostly who knows, without even thinking about. There's people have seen like orbs together in a room, and they never seen spirits before. You know,
Can I ask you a question, Roy, real quick?
what happens?
Yes.
What makes you formulate thoughts in your head where people can't where people wouldn't have to take accountability for a situation?
The first thing in my head that will come to be is psychological disorders.
No, I said for you though, like you asked me, you proposed the question, right? Like what, I don't know how to say it. Like, I mean, that's the only way to say it. Like, why is that the thought that formulated in your head that somebody should be account? Like, you make a hypothetical, and in the hypothetical, the person who
Like knowing you're
the person
they might
the
be
person who does
schizophrenic
the
and be
act and
charged
the
with
person who
a
does the
crime
act.
because it is a crime, but still, shouldn't they go to a mental institution for the rest of their life if they can't be in civil with the prisons or something or jails? I don't know.
So yeah, again, Royce,
But
I
they
was
did do
gonna say,
something,
like,
so it
what
has to
makes you
be
want
taken
to
care of. They can't just.
what makes you want to propose a hypothetical where somebody wouldn't have to be accountable? Because that's my whole worldview. The reason I made this philosophy is because I believe that if the human race starts being accountable for what they do
There's
and stop trying to blame things on like a supernatural evil, the devil made me do it, and we start taking accountability, people will stop doing those things because they become accountable and they know the shame of the things that they're doing. And the only way to do this is to get rid of the supernatural thing. So I ask you again, if you understand what I'm saying, like,
no,
what would make you propose a
it's true.
hypothetical where somebody wouldn't have to take accountability for what they're doing? Because that's what we should be trying to nullify in existence. And that's why we should be trying to find out what existence is. No other reasons, not because I need to worship something or do nothing. I need to take accountability for my actions. So what makes it so easy for you to propose hypotheticals where people won't take
Yeah, and quit
accountability?
pretending that we can exercise this bullshit out of you and out of these people, right?
Real quick, to let
Yeah.
everybody know, this is an open panel. I dropped the link in the chat. If you're over here on Titans Debate League, the link is in the chat. If you're not, I see we have, let me check this out. We got 16 people on JJ 7000 TV. You can come on over here to @Titans Debate League. I have it up on the screen so that way you can see what it looks like. Make sure you hit that bell and thumbs up on the way in. Appreciate you. Go ahead, gentlemen.
Yeah, so you're presupposing that everybody has to be rational. I have no problem with what you said, but unfortunately, the reality is everybody is not rational. So the reason why some things happen is because people are irrational. Psychological disorders are irrational. We can't prevent that. So unless you have a way to prevent that, I'm all ears. So I asked that question because I know that's reality. That does happen.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
that's
I
I
just
wanted to
Yep,
find out
it
what you think of truth. Can truth exist without evidence? And that was why I'm asking, because I think that you would think that
yeah.
truth can exist without evidence.
yeah, I
I
mean,
I
we
seen
know that
Jesus. Do I have evidence of it? I have evidence of seeing other spirits, but do I have much evidence of? Because y'all
You're
haven't seen evidence yet. Check it out.
dang, I forget. My bad. I wasn't tracking. Roy asked, what was that again?
Well, I was saying about being rational. We can't force rationality on everybody.
Oh
So the
yeah,
things,
okay, that's right. That's why you asked. Okay, I feel you. But I just wanted to know, like, I be getting a whole bunch of questions, hypotheticals, and people don't be wanting to take accountability, so they always throw a hypothetical in there to make it where.
well,
And
all
I think that's what a creation is. A person who believes in creation, or a theist, um, uh, uh, traditional theist. I believe that's what they always fall back on.
you think
Uh,
it's a trap. The hypothetical was not a trap.
no, not a trap. I was asking you that uh, as an honest question.
Okay.
I really wanted to know how you could formulate so many arguments for people that don't have to take accountability. I really wanted to know.
Yeah, because it happens all the time. I mean, it's a part of reality. So I think you know that also. That's why I'm giving the examples. I'm
Well,
trying to give clear examples.
I don't. I don't. I believe that people don't want to take accountability, and so they try to claim that they're incoherent or something like that. But as far as like just a person, like, I've never really seen uh um how do I say it? I don't want to say it like, but mentally incapable, like, to the fullest extent, do stuff. Like, I know a lot of different people and stuff, and it's certain type of people that I see do stuff. I've even been in jail before with people that do it, and they go to court and try to act like they was doing that. Then they'll come back to the cell and talk about how they was going through. And so, like I said, it's an accountability thing. If somebody and listen to me now, listen to me straight. If somebody in their mind find a way to do something to somebody else, they formulated what they was gonna do. I don't think you rarely see occasions where a, a person just go out and do something without having cause. Now, people say they did, and they say that person was crazy because they did it, but we're just talking about that action. In that person's mind, that person know what they was doing. They just don't care about the consequences, which is preference. And that's why I say it's conditional. Everything is conditional. Because if they don't care about the conditions that they're going to meet, they're going to do it, whether they know that it's right or not.
That's terrible. I've seen it. It's terrible. People are bad.
So that only applies to humans, doesn't apply to other animals?
We're not talking about other animals right now. They ain't even in the same league as us.
Well, that's why I'm asking. I'm just asking to clarify.
Yeah. I don't talk about things
Animals still have spirit, and they're
that's
better communicators than humans, really. Because humans are just as dumb as they were when they're alive, but animals tell me about their favorite foods and stuff and their whole life that they have, even if it's boring because the parent makes them have the life, But it even
But I
showed me
do
about
think if
reincarnation. And
I do think if you got a question about animals, though, you should ask a zoologist. They'll tell you everything.
good. That's a good thing to know. Yeah, that's true. I had a manager that was a zoologist. But she didn't. Never mind.
What is your notion of truth? I'm getting tired here. What's your name? Quantum.
My bad. You said what there?
What is your notion of truth? As in, when is a statement true, or are there such a thing as universal truths?
Well, in quantum onlyism, my friend, truth is functional coherence. A claim
A
is
shared
true.
reality.
A claim is true to the degree that it stays coherent across three checkpoints in quantum onlyism, and these are the checkpoints. Checkpoint one is meaning and coherence, the clarity and non-contradiction. The terms have stable identity conditions, and the statement doesn't collapse into self-contradiction, or nonsense. And then I have the reality gate. It's called reality coherence, and this is the constraint fit. If the claim fits the way the world actually behaves, evidence, observation, repeatability, and causal structure, then reality pushes back. And the third one is consequence coherence, predictive and practical stability. If you act as if the claim is true, it keeps working over time. It predicts, it explains, and we can run the same thing over and over. It doesn't implode under pressure. So really in onlyism, truth is whatever remains coherent when tested against meaning, reality, and consequences within time. There's also analytic truth and empirical truth too. Truth by definition and logic. And that's usually what I go by, because the logical explanation of existence that I have is the most parsimonious and the most ontological view that you can have that doesn't contradict itself. And the empirical truth, which is truth fit with the world, you know what I'm saying? Like water boils at 100 degrees Celsius, and anytime you try it, it's not false, then we know that it's a coherent claim.
Okay, so it doesn't have to be a constant value. It can change over time.
Oh, it definitely has updates. Life is updates. All updates must be updated. When your phone need an update, do you update your phone? I'm gonna say you do.
So do all things update? Like certain things don't update.
Yeah. All things don't update, but there is update in within existence.
Right. So what do you call those things that are constantly true?
What do I call those things that what?
Yeah, so there should be a distinction between things that are constantly true and things that are true momentarily over time. Right?
So you
So
saying
it's true in one year, but it's false in another. That's not consistent. That's not constant. But there are constant truths. How do you describe that?
how do I describe constant truths against what kind of truths?
The truths that are not constant.
The
Something
truths
that can
that
be.
are not constant,
So
that
what is the
change.
terminology? So do
That
you know the
can
terminology?
you give me a example of a truth that changes, and then maybe that'll
For example, Donald Trump is the president of the United States.
true.
Now, if I say that 2008, that's different, right? It's not Donald Trump. So it's false if I'm saying in 2008 Donald Trump is the president of the United States. But if I say in 2026, that same exact statement is true.
So let me get this. You talking about the difference between constant truths and contingent variable truths?
It doesn't have to be verbal.
Well, the constant truths would be invariant, wouldn't they?
Yes.
Constant truths would go. So if the constant truths are invariant, these don't change because they're grounded in meaning and logic and unavoidable preconditions for intelligibility, correct?
I don't know what you mean by that. Can you break it down? Like
Like you said,
if I tell you something is true always, it just happens to be
yeah, it's
true.
ground. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's grounded in meaning, logic, and the unavoidable preconditions of it. So it won't change. The change wouldn't have a coherent way to state, right? It's constant. This is what it is.
Yes. What do you call it?
What do I call those truths?
Yes.
Well, you just call them constant truths. We'll call them constant truths.
Yeah, I use that description so that I can relay the idea, but that's the name of it. And what do you call the truths that change over time?
Are you asking me what I call them or what they're called?
What they're called?
Because constant truths are what is just what I said. Those are invariant truths. If you ask me for the real, like this is what an invariant truth is. The thing that you saying is a constant truth is actually what they call invariant. Is that what you asking me?
Yeah, but that's not the terminology of it. I'm asking you for the term, if you know the term.
I
That's
told you the term.
invariant truth is not.
Invariant truth. Invariant truth is the term.
No, it isn't.
Then I don't know what kind of truth you talking about, sir.
So there's two answers, right? Depending on the context. So if you ask a math person, they will tell you a tautology, something that is always true. If you ask a philosophy person, they might use the word objective truth. You never
And
heard those terms before?
yeah, I heard those things, but first thing is I ain't a mathematician, so maybe you should talk to mathematicians about that. But what we're talking about is the truth. What you said was a constant truth.
Yes.
Those are called invariant truths.
Those are not
They
called.
don't change. They don't just
Who's calling that? You just you?
you asked me what I called it in philosophy.
You call it that. Nobody else.
No, you called it that. You said constant truths.
I called it that to describe it. That's not the name. The name the correct name is what I told you. It's either called objective truth or it's going to be called a tautology.
A tautology.
Tautology, yes.
Yeah, but that is a what
It's a statement that's always true by definition.
in mathematical terms, right?
Yes.
So now, I'm asking you, what were you asking me? Because we talking about philosophy, right?
Yes.
So why are you talking to me about tautology if that's a mathematic term?
Because I wasn't sure if you were aware of it. That's why I'm asking. So that's why I'm talking about the truth, because there are
Is
different
this
kinds.
is this a show to see what I'm aware of? Or like what does that, like I
You are in the
said,
hot
this is a
seat,
different
brother.
kind of truth. I don't know where you went to school, what you trying to pull, but I'm gonna tell you
I'm not trying
again,
to
just
pull
like you
anything. I'm
said,
just asking questions.
constitutes are invariant and they're structured. These don't change. There's empirical truths, there's conditional truths, there's modal relative truths, there's all kind of truths. Do you know about those? Do you know about normative truths? There's so many different, but we were talking about a specific truth. Then you went to see if I knew about I don't understand these tactics. These
There's
are
no tactics. These are just questions.
what I call disingenuous tactics to try
These
to
are not
sway the
tactics.
conversation from what we
Why are you
talking about.
calling them tactics? They are
Because
questions.
what you're trying to do, no, what you're trying to do
We're not
is to
arguing
see if
anything
I
right
know about mathematics while we're talking about
now.
philosophy.
No, you don't
They call
understand
this
English.
disingenuous. They call
No,
this
it's not
disingenuous.
disingenuous. You're not understanding language.
I
All I'm
am.
doing is asking
You
you
asked me
questions.
if I knew about truths. Do you know about normative truths? What's a normative truth?
A normative truth is an objective truth. So
No,
it's
it's not.
not like they're different kinds. They're different. They're different kinds, but there's not as many as you think.
What's a probabilistic truth?
There is no probabilistic truth. That would be called a different thing, right? That's not the original
Oh,
name of
but
it.
you're wrong, bruh.
No,
Oh,
I'm
but
not
you're
wrong.
wrong. So
There's
you don't know
there's
what a probabilistic truth is, huh? You don't. Do you know what a conventional truth is?
you're giving me sub areas.
Do
There's
you know
only
what
two
a modal relative truth is?
there's only two areas, brother.
Do you know what a modal relative truth is?
Yes.
What is it?
There's a truth based on other than the two binary values. So modal truths have three or more values, whereas it's a logical system that has a truth that has more than just true and false. You have other options.
No, no, no.
What do you mean
You
no?
don't know what a modal truth is. I don't even think I should be talking to you. You don't even know what truth is. You was
What?
talking about mathematical truths, and we talking about.
No, truths in general. There are only a limited number of kinds, and you're
No,
acting like there's 100 kinds.
there is.
There isn't.
Yes, there is.
No, there isn't. They will
You need to
fall
pick
into
up
two
some more books.
categories.
You've only read one book about truths.
No, there's only kinds, and you obviously don't know them.
No, you don't know them.
No, I know them.
No, you
You
don't.
don't know them. How are you telling me I don't know them?
Because I just asked you what they were and you didn't know them.
So you're telling me a modal truth is not what I described?
Absolutely not.
What is it? What is it? How
First, I
many truth
asked you.
values?
First, I asked you about a modal relative truth. These are theory relative truths. Why are we talking about truth? I'm not going to sit here and talk to you about truths.
Theory relative truths. What does that mean? That doesn't even make sense.
What doesn't
Modal
make sense?
Modal truths means that it's not binary. That means you're going to have more options other than true and false. That means.
No, no, no.
Yes,
That's not
it
what that means.
does. So how many
No,
truth
that,
values do you have in a modal
no, it
truth?
doesn't.
So
No, it
how many
doesn't.
truth values? Is it a binary? Is it a
Listen,
binary system?
I'm going to
Is
tell
it
you,
either just true or
I'm
false?
just to go back because, like I said, you don't, I can give you 7 categories of truths and that you
No,
don't
you
know
can't.
about.
You're going to give me 2. And one of the things that you're going to give me is a sub area of one of the 2.
No, it's
There's
not.
only 2. There's objective and contingent. Find me
No, it
another.
isn't.
Yes,
So
there
what's
is.
the analytical truth?
That's an objective truth.
What's the empirical truth?
That's a contingent truth. It's going to be one of those 2. Everything, every sub area is going to be one of those 2.
What's a modal truth?
A modal truth would be the contingent.
That's what type of truth it is.
Yes, that's what type of truth it is.
Why do they have different names?
Because there's subcategories of that main.
Oh, so they are different though. They're subcategories. Okay, I ain't gonna talk to you no more.
There's
Just
subcategories
agreed. You
of
just
one.
conceded. You just conceded my point. Thank you.
No, I didn't.
Yes,
You
you
don't know
did.
what you're
You
talking about.
conceded exactly what I was talking about.
That's like
You
saying
said
poodles.
subcategories.
Yeah, there's subcategories of that
Those
one
are
of that
categories.
one name of that one name.
Those are different truths. Why do they give them their own category? Can you tell me why they give it its own category?
Subcategory. It's not its own
Why?
category. It's a
Why?
subcategory
Why does it have its subcategory?
because it's part of a larger category. That's why.
What makes it? Why do you have to split it into categories?
Why do we have to split dogs into categories? We have poodles, we have German shepherds, we have pit bulls.
And why do we
do
split
that?
it? And why do we split them?
Because there's distinctions within the
To
category.
identify the distinctions. There you go, boy.
And
To
then there's
identify the distinctions of the truths. This is why it's
you're
just what, oh
delusional.
my God, you just conceded again.
No, I didn't.
I don't want to do this.
You're
I mean,
doing
yeah,
stupid
I want to do
things.
it for as long as you want to. Concede
You're saying-
again.
you're
Keep
saying
on eating
that-
your words. I love it. Thank you.
You're saying that when we distinguish a poodle
No,
from a
bruh,
German
you
shepherd, that
just
they're
said
not
it.
dogs.
You just said it out your own mouth to identify the individual
No.
differences. You said it out your own mouth.
What? You're taking it out of context. I'm talking about the subcategory. And you're not understanding the subcategories belong to a
No,
category.
I'm not gonna. No, I'm just not gonna bend to your
I'm not asking you to bend anything.
what you trying to make it is
Your
what
reasoning
they
is
say, a
horrible.
broad term. You talking about the broad terms. In onlyism, we're specific about things. Those subcategories show the individual differences of the truths. I don't care what you're talking about because that what you're talking about
It's still
just
under a
stops down your
category.
work. Like you being lazy. You're trying to be
No.
lazy about what you learn.
No.
Gotta stop doing that, brother. We got to stop doing that.
They're still under a category. You're not going to ignore that. Poodles and German shepherds are different. There is a distinct difference.
You got to
still
know that
dogs.
distinction. The reason they give them
doesn't matter.
distinctions so you will know the distinction. You have to know that distinction
still
because
dogs,
it
yes or no?
matters. It matters.
They're still
They can-
dogs.
The
yes or no?
distinctions matter.
Yeah,
The
distinctions do matter.
distinctions matter.
Dogs
Yes,
can
they do
reincarnate in different breeds and different genders.
Right,
They
but
do.
they're
They
still-
reincarnate in
they're
different breeds, different genders, but they're still dogs. Is what I've seen in
Yes, they're still
scriptural.
dogs. Right.
That's all I know so far. I don't think
They're
they're going to
still
become
dogs.
human, but they
Yes,
still
they're distinct.
turn in different breeds of dogs. The ball light up from them, whoever they are. They still.
So if I show you a picture of a poodle,
Reincarnation.
if I show you a picture of a poodle and say you want a dog and you say yeah, and then I bring you a pit,
It's not what I asked for.
would
but
you
it's
be
still
mad?
dog.
Would you be mad?
Maybe because it's not
See,
what
the
I asked
reason that they have subcategories and those things are for a reason. So you can identify the individuality and the difference of the things.
Yes,
Don't
everybody knows
tell
that.
me that it doesn't matter.
I didn't say it
Because
didn't
if I
matter.
show you a picture of a poodle and you want
You
that
agree that it
poodle,
matters.
and I say you want a dog, and you say yes, thinking it's that poodle, and I bring you a pit bull, you ain't gonna take that dog.
That means you misunderstood English. If I
No,
ask you for a
that
poodle and you
means
give me a
that
pit,
means what we
what's
should
wrong
have
with
did was been specific about the category of dog that you want.
No. If I
That's exactly what it is.
your
Oh,
example was that I asked you for a poodle and you give me a pit. That means you don't understand English.
I didn't
If
say
I
you
asked
asked
you
me for a poodle. You a
I
lie.
asked you,
Stop lying. Stop being
that was the
disingenuous.
example you
There you
made.
go again, Roy. There you go again. I said if I
That was
show
the-
you a
you made the
picture,
example.
I said if I show you a picture of a poodle. I didn't say if you want a picture. I said if I show you a picture of a poodle and say, do you want a dog? And you say yeah. And I bring you a pit.
Now you're changing it.
No, I did. That's exactly what I said. Rewind the tape.
So you purposely being vague.
You
Asking
are
me a
purposely being vague, trying to say that you shouldn't
No. I didn't say,
identify the subcategories of truths.
I didn't say
That's exactly what you.
that's not what I said.
This is why we shouldn't be
You
arguing.
rewind the tape.
I love it. I love it.
You rewind the
Now
tape.
you
I
see
never
your
said
folly.
that.
Now you see your folly.
No, you're just making up.
Yeah. I love
I never
these.
said you should
Where do I
not
sound it?
I never said you should not make distinctions of
Buddy.
subcategories.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. That's
No, I
exactly
didn't.
what you did. When you start trying to ask me about arguments and you didn't know the subcategories of arguments and stuff. Trying to
never
do,
talked
I don't
about
know what
argument.
you're trying to do. I can't remember what they
You
call
never
it.
talked
Being
about argument,
disingenuous
bro.
about the arguments
been-
and the things that we putting forward.
I
You're
talked
trying to
about
say
truth.
that like this.
I talked about truth.
We're
You're
talking about
confused.
truths.
Yes, and you said
We was
argument.
talking
Make
about
up your mind.
We was
You're
talking about
drunk. Have you been drinking or you smoking?
yeah. I've been drinking and smoking.
Yeah, it tells. 'Cause we were talking about truth. I asked you about the kinds of truth, right?
And I told you.
And you didn't know.
All of a sudden, you a lie.
You
I
didn't
didn't.
know.
You asked me about a mathematical truth,
No.
and we wasn't
Is
talking
it
about
type?
mathematics. We were talking about philosophy. You asked me about tautology,
It was
which is a mathematical term. When we were talking
it was
about
eternal.
philosophy, this
No,
is called category error.
no.
This is called
You can't
disingenuous
dictate the
debating.
context.
This is
You
called
cannot dictate the context
disingenuous
when I'm asking the question.
debating. Roy, you got to
No, I'm
tighten up,
asking the
buddy.
questions.
You got to
You
tighten up,
cannot take
buddy.
control.
Yeah.
You cannot take control when I'm asking the questions. You're supposed to be
You
answering.
cannot
That's why
force
you're here.
you can't force
You're
my
supposed to be here
category into a category that we're not in. How you gonna ask me a question about that's just
You
like if I
can't
tell
dictate
you
my questions and the category. You
you
cannot.
put them in the categories. You did
Exactly
that.
what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to be asking the questions. Can I be in charge for a while?
But I'm saying the categories that
Trying
you're
to take
bringing up,
charge.
how are you gonna
Why do you
bring
keep
up a
doing that?
mathematical category in a philosophical discussion, sir,
Because I didn't give you
without
a
letting
context.
us know
I did not
that
give
you
you a
want
context.
a
I asked
mathematical
you,
question?
did I ask
This
you
is
that?
absurd. This is
Did I ask
absolutely
you that?
absurd.
What did I ask you? I
Shit.
asked you a general question and you didn't know either one.
That's a lie.
No,
And then I
that's not a lie.
proceeded to
You didn't
ask
know
you
either
about,
one.
I asked you about I gave you
You know
7 different
7 different
truths.
ones.
I
They're
gave
not
you 7 different truths,
no,
and you
you
didn't know
didn't.
what they were
No,
because
you didn't.
you
And
worry about the
I
2
answered.
truths that you know because you done took 1 year of philosophy and 1 year of calculus. So you know about tautology, and then you tried to bring the
How are you
tautology
trying to take
into
control every
a
time we talk?
philosophical discussion.
Bro, where are you from? Why do you keep
Crazy.
trying to take control? I'm
I'm on
supposed to be
earth.
asking the
I'm not
questions.
taking control. You can't ask me a question about a category that we're not talking about.
There you go
That's
taking
absurd.
control again.
That's
There you
absurd.
go taking control
I'm not
again.
taking
Telling
control.
me what
You're
I
trying to
can't,
take
telling
you're
me what I
taking
can't do. You're supposed to be answering questions, brother.
I can't answer no question about something that I don't know you asking a question about. How did I know you was asking a
Oh
question
my
about
God.
mathematics?
Did I say it was mathematics only? I
Yes.
gave you a general question.
That's
What
the
the
only
hell?
one I didn't tell you what it was. And you talking about what about tautological truth? Motherfucker, that's math. We wasn't talking
Because you
about
didn't
math.
know it. You
I
didn't know it
did.
either context. You didn't know it. That's
Are
why
you
I had to
absurd?
mention it to you.
I have a whole philosophy. Why don't you think I would know what a
You don't have a
tautology is?
philosophy. You have
Why
some
don't you think I
idea.
know what an ontology is? Why don't you think we can
Those are
debate
ideas.
it?
You read the dictionary.
We
That's how
can
you know what
debate it.
they
I
are.
don't read the dictionary. I do
You
more
never
than
took
read the
you never
dictionary.
took an
I
academic course in
observe
your life.
life, and I've been able to formulate
You observed
the most
life.
parsimonious, most ontological explanation of
You're a street
existence.
philosopher,
And
huh?
what you're mad about is that you want a creator so you can go bow down and pray to God. But bro, you're not gonna make me
Where did
do
that
it.
come
I'm
from? Where
sorry.
did I say anything like that? Where are you getting that from?
You're a Christian, ain't you, Roy?
Did I tell you that?
You a Christian, ain't you, Roy?
What are you
Did I
getting
tell you
flawed
that?
anyways? You never met Jesus. You don't know what you're not accepting and accepting
Did
or
I tell
believing
you
or not
anything about
believing in the first place. I've seen him, but I know that he's very acceptable. I don't know what the
Did I
hell
tell you anything about my religious beliefs?
and I'm not religious, so that's bullshit. There you go. You don't need religion
There
to see
you go.
Jesus,
There you
period.
go, dictating again, telling me what I am.
Are you a Christian?
Does it matter?
Yeah, it matters. That's why I asked you.
No, why does
What's a
it matter?
Christian? Doesn't
Because I
make a
just want to know
difference.
if I'm right or not.
You
What,
have
To
what
to
is
know if
be
you're
right.
gonna be dishonest and lie or
why
not.
can't he be a Christian and tell the truth
Because you
or
know what I
not be a
told you
Christian?
about me sitting here and observing life and formulating this philosophy. I sit here and I talk
It's
to
not a
you, and not once
philosophy.
did you say anything about a creator or creation, and I know you're a Christian. You should
How
know
do you
that.
know?
You should know that my deductive traits and the
You don't
things
have
like
any.
you have to
You
go.
don't have to be a
You know
Christian
what
to
you
be
need?
great
You
creator
need you
duties.
need you like malnourished when it comes to debating. You don't even know that you have so many
Debating.
contradictions and so many category error arguments. And then you try to talk like they something. You don't know. I ain't gonna say you don't know anything. I ain't gonna do that. But I'm just telling you, you're malnourished when it comes to thinking. You got to think critically.
And how did you get this critical thinking without taking any classes?
You don't have to take classes. That's
You just breathe air and then it just came to you?
yes.
Wanting people to take accountability for the things that they do in life.
So do you become an electrician the same way, or an accountant, or a doctor, or a lawyer?
And a dentist, you
I
got to take accountability.
I became an electrician because the girl I married, daddy, was the manager at the electrician spot. And so I worked there. That's how I became an electrician. I knew somebody.
You have a license?
Dentists get away with ruining people's teeth all the time.
You have a license?
What did I just tell you?
Well, I'm asking you, do you have a license?
Didn't I tell you that life is conditional? The conditions that was met was that I knew somebody that was in there.
I'm asking you, do you have a license?
I didn't need a license. I didn't need a license.
So you're not an electrician. What the hell are you talking about?
I didn't need a license. If I do electrician's work, I'm an electrician.
That's true.
So if I do doctor's work, I'm a doctor.
Yeah.
If you go do doctor's work and you succeed in what you're doing, motherfucker, you a doctor.
That's right.
If I do the BBLs and I inject somebody with some cement to make their rear end bigger and they die from it, I'm a doctor.
I said if you succeed. Didn't I say if you succeed in what you
I'm
did?
a doctor. Okay, I'm a doctor then.
Did you succeed? You killed somebody.
No.
You succeeded.
No, I succeeded in making their I succeeded in the BBL.
No, you didn't. You didn't succeed in the mission. You didn't succeed in your doctoral mission. You didn't succeed in your doctoral mission. You didn't.
Everyone sees
you didn't make them live, and they didn't live.
No, living is not part of the requirements.
Not
making
a doctor.
Their butt bigger.
That's not a doctor. No, that's not a doctor. No, you shouldn't call yourself a doctor if you kill somebody.
It's a plastic surgeon. Yeah.
Okay, so if they don't die, then I'm a doctor. They have cement walking around in their rear
end. If they come back to you and say they happy,
then I'm a doctor.
Shit. Inject them.
But then I'm a doctor, right?
Yeah, doctors.
Quick, let's go to a word from our sponsors.
These are not just speakers. These are thinkers, forged in fire. Warriors of words stepping into destiny. Welcome to the Coliseum of Arguments, where logic clashes with conviction and ideas spill like blood in the sand. 16 titans, 16 minds, one path to immortality. They come seeking truth, they fight for redemption, they burn for revenge. Featuring the intellectual elite of the Titans Debate League. Every round a new war, every word a new weapon. Every Titan ready to fall or rise in glory. This is not debate, this is combat. Step into the Coliseum of Arguments. Only the brave speak here. Are you not entertained?
Groovy.
Real quick, we got one more. Where is it at? Here we go.
Oh, it's going down. This Valentine's Day, don't forget roses and chocolates. We're bringing you raw, unfiltered debate action inside the Coliseum of Arguments. In one corner, smooth, fearless, and ready to shake the table. Suave boss stepping in with the affirmative, daring to defend the claim that white people come from albinos. And across the arena, not just a competitor, but the owner of the league, a battle-tested veteran, the man who built the proving ground itself. Team Titans A1. He's not sending a recruit, he's stepping in personally to show his warriors how it's done. Pride is on the line, reputation is on the line, and on February 14th, love takes a backseat to intellectual combat. No scripts, gloves off, just pressure, facts, and fire. Be there when minds clash and legends speak. The Coliseum of Arguments, Valentine's Day. This is debate warfare.
Hey, what time is that?
Titans Debate League, presented by Coliseum of Arguments.
That is tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Tomorrow,
it's not in the ad. It's not in the ad.
It's definitely not in the ad. I'm going to create the stream here shortly. Tomorrow, Valentine's Day. Be on the lookout for that. And we have this one coming up next week.
Welcome to Titans Debate League, presented by Coliseum of Arguments, where ideas don't just clash, they collide. In one corner, sharp as a blade and twice as deadly on the mic, the verbal assassin, Leandre Slim Reaper McBride, a master of logic, a hunter of weak arguments, and he's coming to carve this case wide open. And in the opposing corner, crowned in confidence, swinging with conviction, the fearless fire starter himself, King Naga. He doesn't back down, he doesn't fold, and he's ready to defend his stance at all costs. The question shaking the arena was the killing of Alex Pretty justified? Morality versus law, emotion versus evidence, justice or just revenge. No scripts, no safety nets, just unfiltered debate warfare. This isn't a conversation, it's a showdown. Coliseum of Arguments, where only the strongest arguments survive. Are you not entertained? Amazing news! At Titans Debate League is now looking for interns. We are expanding our team and seeking driven individuals who are ready to make an impact. We're on the hunt for talented people to join our marketing team, and charismatic new hosts, and creative minds who can produce amazing content. If you have a positive attitude and are used to winning, because that's what we do here, then we want to hear from you. Join us and contribute to a culture of excellence and success here at Titans Debate League. Email us today, titansdebateleague@gmail.com. Looking forward to hearing from you.
Where Infinity Gauntlet is a mere toy compared to the intellectual prowess, build and destroy the cipher, intellectual sword to slice you, or whatever device you recommend. Surgical precise pen, hand get heated, the room will spin. If man get treated, them goals gon' spin. Level heads with feet, paradigm the box you in, got a paradigm.
In every debate, there's power, passion, and purpose. Titans Debate League isn't just a podcast, it's a movement. A place where big ideas collide and voices that matter are heard. But to keep this arena alive, we need you in our corner. Your support through Cash App isn't just a donation. It's an investment in truth, in dialogue, and in community. Every dollar helps us bring sharper debates, stronger guests, and bigger opportunities for growth. And here's the best part. When you give, you're not just supporting us. You're standing tall as part of the Titan family. We see you, we value you, and we appreciate you. So if you've ever felt inspired, challenged, or entertained by what we do, show some love and send your support to $Titans Debate League at Cash App today. Again, that's $Titans Debate League at Cash App today. Together, let's keep this debate alive, keep the fire burning, and keep the Titans rising. Have a blessed day.
Recommend surgical precise pen, hand heated, the room will spin. If man get treated, them goons gon' spin. Level heads with feet, paradigm the box you in. Got a pair of dimes in the box you in. Don't matter paradigm, pair of nines, and your clock won't spin.
Hear the sounds of the trumpets, start the rounds in the gauntlet. Get down the lane now,
And back to you, gentlemen.
It's the clash of the Titans.
Where is it that that you published your work, Quantum? Like what state, for example?
Quantum, can you hear?
What? Oh, he was talking to me.
Yeah. Where's your publication gonna be? What state?
Shit, it better be in all 50 states. What you mean when you say?
When you applied when you turned it in, right? What state were you in?
The library. When I turned my works into the Library of Congress, I was in Oklahoma.
Okay, that's where you're from.
Yeah.
Okay, and how many works did you send?
I sent my first work. I already got a work published. I sent that one, but then for my philosophical and all of my white papers and things, I sent 16 files. 10 one and then 6 in the other.
They're the same document, or those are 16 different documents?
Because when you send stuff to the Library of Congress, you gotta send well, the things that I was sending, I had to send them in a package in two
Yeah,
different
but
packages, $60 a package. But it should. I've been checking my email every day. I didn't know it'd take this long, but I guess it would.
hold on, but does that count for 16 different articles, or is that all one thing? Like all two packages, one thing, or whatever? How many things did you publish? How many titles, different titles do you have? Is it just one or two, or
I
is
don't know
there
if nobody
16?
talking. Can you hear me?
I
Can you
could
hear
hear
Roy
you.
Am I
just
there? Do I
talking?
need to leave again and come back?
Yeah, you
I
might
can
need
Can't
to
hear
hear
leave
you.
and
nobody.
come back. I don't think you can hear Roy. Okay, we'll wait on him to get back up.
So Suave is his first opponent, then, huh?
Swab is going to be his first face-off. Did you want to get in there and get some of that action too?
Nah. I'll let
Hey,
Suave.
can you hear me? Can you hear me? Am I
We
there?
can hear we
Yes.
can hear you now.
My bad.
Can you can you hear
Uh,
me?
yeah, I can hear you now. I don't know
Okay.
what you said. The last thing that I remember answering one question. Then I don't know if you said nothing after that. But oh yeah,
Yeah,
you asked me about the Library of Congress and stuff.
the submissions, was it considered one work, or was it 16 different works? How many?
I
How many?
consider I consider them one work, but I had to. You can only send them 10 works at a time, so I had to do two different submissions.
So you said you had a published one, and then you sent one. What was the published one about?
I got a published one now.
What was
When I
what
first
field?
before I got to my philosophical side, and because this philosophy, like I said, this ain't something that I just came up with overnight. I done lost friends over this. I done, like, my mama, she a Christian, her husband is a Muslim. Like, I done been, like, this ain't something that I just came up with. Something happened to me when I was young, and I wanted people to take accountability. So the first thing that I set out to do was get rid of the devil. And that's what I did. When I got rid of the devil, I also got rid of the idea, that incoherent idea is that existence is creation, is a creation event. I found that we can functionally and conditionally have what they're looking for when they say God. Because to me, when people say God, we should be looking for whatever is the reason for existence and what sustains existence. And from everything that I can see, I see that time always has been, and that's the reason there is existence, because there is time in nature, and that it always will be, because existence is a self-sustaining mechanism. The universe, if we look out and everything we see, we can tell that the universe sustains itself. And that's why I call it Fatimona. See, existence, time, and nature. That's why I be telling them, like, the incoherence of the creation God, you always go to get the infinite regress. With the quantum truth, we kill infinite regress. Not only do we kill infinite regress, there's some things in philosophy called the hard questions of philosophy that people haven't answered. I got the answer sitting right here in my book, and I'm waiting for them to send me my papers back so I can give it to you. We sitting here and debating, and I know it's like thing, but it's just because I didn't get to put my whole view out there, and that's fine too, because you ask questions. I hope I answer them to the best of your ability, whether you agree with them or not. That's what I try to do, at least, and I hope that's what we be trying to do. That's why I say about the disingenuous stuff, even though I'm just trying to win a debate, because this is what I want to do. I have a personal foot in this because I actually put this together to rid the world of the incoherency of supernatural beliefs, because I believe that's the reason that we still right here on earth and haven't went to the stars and found other places to live. And if we get together as a human race in coherence and put aside those differences and stop saying that, oh, the creator believes in me and so I'm going to heaven and you going to hell and all that stuff, once we get rid of all that, we'll be able to answer the hard problems in existence. We'll be able to look to the stars to find other places. We'll be able to send people there and start populations. It'll start from Earth. Like, and we can populate the whole universe in places that allow us to populate, but we have to find them first. And before we even find them, we have to get off the Earth. And the only way to do that is to work together, just like time and nature.
So the thing that you submitted, is it a book form or is it like a magazine? What is it? Is it an article? What is it?
Oh no. I submitted my book called Divine Mechanics. Like I told you, and then I got a book that I already got published. That book that's already published, that's out there right now, it ain't. I put it together because I didn't want nobody to. Once I start telling people that, and some people start understanding, I was saying, I went into a debate, and this dude actually told me that he would try to steal my worldview if I didn't go get my shit registered and shit. Now, at first, I was thinking like, why do I ain't never seen a philosophy get registered? But then I went and I started looking at all the different types of philosophies, the atheistic, and then all those subcategories of atheism and theism, and then all of those. And I've said, if somebody is going to be pushing this worldview, because like I said, this is the most parts when you do the math and we break it down and we do all of the analysis that you can do to a philosophy, you'll find that the quantum truth of the only divinity, or I call it onlyism in philosophy, is the most parsimonious and the most ontologically sound explanation for existence. And so I'm going to argue it until the day that I go and come back and argue it then.
So to you, any idea is philosophy.
No,
Can you?
no.
Okay. What separates an idea from a philosophy?
When you formulate a philosophy, you're going to formulate something to answer questions, the questions of existence. Some people go there and a lot of them start trying to find it. And a lot of philosophies, really most of all of them that you know today, all of the isms that you see today, they always stop at a point. Atheists, I like them because they ask the best questions, but then they stop. Like if they prove that that idea of God doesn't exist, that's good enough for them. And then they'll start saying, I don't know, all this. Christians, you know them, they're going down their sword that there's a uncaused cause, and that cause is God. I say that uncaused cause is time and nature. And the reason that they're different is because with time and nature, everything forms downstream because nature provides all of the structure and all of the things that will change. Time provides the change. All of those mechanisms. These two things have to be in existence. And so with me knowing this and I can see this, I don't need to put an extra layer of a being that I can't see. To me, that's incoherent and it's insulting my own intelligence.
Yeah, but
When I can
there you go putting your intelligence in reference to truth.
Let me
That
make
if it
sure
doesn't,
we pass
if
this
it doesn't,
around.
yeah.
Go ahead, Roy Chase. After you, I want to make sure JJ 7000 gets some of this.
Yeah. So again, you're measuring truth according to your own lenses, and then you're going from there. Is that what we're supposed to do?
That's not what I'm doing. I'm measuring coherence. This is coherence I'm measuring.
You're measuring your sense to
Coherence.
something else. Coherence is,
Coherence.
how do you get coherence? You're using your senses, right?
From experience and the
That's your
things
sense.
that are providing. And
Yes.
those truths, can you deny any of those things that I proposed? You can't.
What do you
All
mean?
you're trying to do now is trying to make me look like I'm trying to be something special. I'm not special. I believe that everybody knows this, and for some reason they don't want to do it. I believe that you know that time and nature is the greatest, but for some reason you don't want to do it because it's too simple, and you want something to pray to instead of taking accountability. So I understand why people want creation. I just won't ever do that because I want to take accountability for the things that I do in life, whether good
You
or
are,
bad. And that way, that'll make me not even do the bad things because I
yeah,
don't want to. Not because somebody made me, not because I'm scared I'm going to hell. That's incoherent. I should do these things because that's what I know I'm supposed to do. I ought to do because time and nature has a vector to be, and I have a vector to be. And the best way to be is as comfortable as I can without impeding on the comfortability of anybody else. I don't need no guy to tell me that.
yeah, but you're still using science to do it, to justify it. right? You're using your
What's
senses.
wrong with that? What's wrong with that? That's what people do. I did more than science because I go beyond science. I actually give identity to the things that we see.
You just renamed it. You didn't give
No, I
identity
didn't rename it.
because people could say God is the same thing as your time and nature.
That's
God provides
exactly
all
what it is. That's exactly what it is. And the thing that they
same
need to
thing with the
do,
Big
the thing
Bang.
that they need to do, if they argue me, they'll understand why they need to identify time and nature as your God and your goddess. Because without time, you won't have an existence. Without
You're not
nature, you won't
understanding.
have an existence. So
You're not
those are the
understanding the
those are
arguments
the
that formally
minimal necessities. Listen, those are the minimal necessities for an existence. Existence don't need you. Existence don't need nothing else but time and nature. And I don't know why you wanted to have something else, but that's
you're,
cool. I'm standing on
you're
formation
not
and the morphogenesis of existence.
you are not understanding formal arguments. That the argument that you're making, the Big Bang and the God theory arguments are all formally the same. That this thing causes that thing causes that thing. This thing
That's your
all
opinion. That's your opinion.
that's
That's
not an
fine. That's
opinion.
if that's what makes
That's
you
not an
see
opinion.
it. But
That's
what you need to
objective.
do, what you
That's
need to
what
do
you
is what we was
defined it
doing when
as.
we was talking about them subcategories. You got to find the
This is a simple
independent differences
what
in
you're
the
doing.
stages of things that I've declared and the things that I claim. I
You
don't
just
claim
renamed
any
it.
of those things that you talking about because,
You just
like I
renamed
said, the
it.
Big Bang that you talking about comes way downstream from the preconditions of an existence to be in the
Which
first
God does
place.
too. God comes downstream too, right? God comes downstream too, right? Everything comes downstream. So that makes no sense. It's formally the same argument. You just use
God
different
comes
words.
downstream. When did I say God? Time is God. What do you mean?
Wait, now you
Nature is
changed it
goddess.
again.
No, I never changed it. This is what I stand on.
You never use that. You
Due
never
to
use
the
that
functions
terminology
that
I
before.
mean,
time and
what
nature
was the point?
provide you. I don't know how long you've
You
been here,
never
but
use
this
that
is what my
terminology
whole
Okay,
before.
sure.
argument is. This is what
It
my
makes
whole
That's
argument
not
is.
what you
I
said
don't know how
earlier.
long you've been here.
What? You didn't
How
say
long
that
have you
earlier.
been
You
here?
did. How long have I been here? A couple of
Yeah.
hours, I would think.
So you mean to tell me that you don't know that my whole argument is that due to the functions that's provided by time and nature, without intention, time and nature is justifiably should be known as our God, goddess, and existence is the highest power because existence is what everything needs to do and that everything can't do without.
Did
You
you
mean to
say
tell
this
me you don't?
before?
This is
You
my
didn't say
yes. I
nothing
had
like this.
said this when I first came in here and I started and I gave the little introduction to what I was presenting in my philosophy.
Okay, hold on. So let me be clear because I wasn't here when you came in first,
Let
right?
me
So
know that you don't know what the fuck you're talking about then.
no, I don't think you said that though. I mean, A1, is
The
that true?
corn, the corn, QT.
Oh yeah, my
I
bad, my
got
bad,
that.
my bad.
A1, is
I'm
that
so
true?
I apologize. Damn, I gotta
You
stop
definitely
that.
didn't say that while I was up here
I gotta stop that. I
or
gotta
in
stop.
the chat. When I was in the chat, you didn't say anything like that. This is the first time I'm hearing it. You changed it up again.
That's a lie.
It's not a lie.
I have a philosophy called the quantum truth, called onlyism. I've never changed
You have a
anything
philosophy.
up. Whether you heard it or not, that's not on me. Whether you can track or not, whether your dog was running around so you didn't hear it, that's not on me. I know what my argument and what my philosophy is, sir.
You didn't
You
say
can't try
anything
to
about
change
God.
it. I
You
don't
never
care
said
what you
anything about
heard and what you didn't hear. I know what my philosophy is.
you didn't say anything about God before. And
That's
matter of
a
fact,
lie.
when other people brought up
Rewind it to the
God,
very first. This live been
boom,
going on for 5 hours.
when other
You
people
said you've
brought
been
up
here
God,
too. This
you
live
said
has
you
been
don't
going
believe
on
in
for five
creativity.
hours. This live been going on for 5 hours. You only been here for 2.
Goddess is
So
nature and
when
whatever.
when people brought up
This
God
live has
here,
been going on for 5 hours. You
yeah.
only been here for 2. You don't know what the fuck I said.
Oh yeah. And when people brought up God, you didn't say this. That's amazing. But I didn't hear it.
I
Yeah, I'm
Mhm.
told you
doubting
from
it.
the
Yeah, I did
beginning
hear
that
it.
the
Love nature
traditional
and
belief in
God more
God
than
that
once.
people have is incoherent.
Right.
God
So,
should be identified as time, Father Time, and Mother Nature. Nature should be identified as our goddess.
And you
sure.
Existence
didn't say
should be the
that.
highest
It
power.
is.
This kills infinite regress. Why do I know this? It's because this is the only mechanism that is needed for an existence. We're not
Earth, air,
needed for
fire,
an
water.
existence. The only
Earth,
thing
air,
an
fire, water.
existence
Copper.
need It's time and nature. Everything else comes downstream. This is
And
why
spirit,
that
that's
if
all.
time and nature are the only necessities and they're also the only sufficient things for an existence, they should be verified logically as our God and our goddess. Existence should be the highest power.
But
I
there's
don't
a
know how y'all
spiritual
don't see
realm
that.
too.
That's exactly what I've been arguing this whole time.
Spiritual realm too
I
with
pass the mic.
Jesus
I pass the
as
mic, everyone. Let the other guy speak. I pass the mic.
Thank you. Thank you for your questions, Roy. I appreciate you.
I'm not sure if JJ 7000 wanted to get in here and
what
try to
about
set a
the
debate up
spiritual
as
realm?
well.
What about the spiritual realm? Do you not think that you can see spirits and ghosts and angels and orbs and stuff? And Jesus himself? Did you know you could do that? Because I did it and with witnesses. What about that part? Isn't that necessity, or is that just something where you're ignoring and wishing that could happen and waiting our whole life to see, and they make it themselves give themselves excuses? If not you, then who? And if not now, then when? Is basically we should be practicing and seeing the spiritual realm, and you can see it for yourself that spirits exist. They're there through other people that you never met before, and that's what I want to repeat trying to practice. So catch me outside if you want to practice that. And I can do your birth chart, which is relevant even in the afterlife, because spirits of animals have other people's pets, and spirit told me their astrology signs before. So I guess it's relevant and it's still talked about. And if you're not aware of it or learning anything about the language now, you're just like missing out. Does that make sense? What about that? And what is your astrology sign? Quantum onlyism?
Yeah. Shoot, I only wish I could see what you have. Unfortunately, in my existence,
You
I've never
can, you
seen.
can if you practice it. I
I try.
can't do it until I practice more. I start from scratch with every individual, different. Not
Well,
everything's gonna
I
be the same.
told you I have a whole philosophy and things that I dispute. I dispute these things because I've looked for them. I'm talking
You
about
look
I
for what
looked for
spirit?
everything that I say that I don't see anymore. I looked
Have you
for 'em.
looked? Have you looked for
And what
spirits
I
yet? And
found
seen
is
them
that the
yet?
spirit,
'Cause
the only spirit is the what we call space time. This is what we
mm,
travel through. We travel through the spirit of Fatimona, the universe. Our
Mhm.
no,
souls are what's
omnipresence
traveling.
can
Our
be reached.
body, our body is the hardware. The mind is the software. And the individual you, the individuality comes from the frequency that is generated from your soul seed. And I'm gonna stop right there because that's gonna get
Okay,
too deep. Anything after that, the spirits flying, the angels, the
and
demons,
we get a hold of each other's
I've
spirit and yourself.
never ever been able
So
to
you have,
see that. Now, don't get
yeah,
me wrong. If anybody done seen that,
you
that's
have to do
fine.
it with your
I'm just
mind.
saying that I've never been able
You have
to
to
see
do
it.
it. You
Due
have to
to the
practice
fact that
your
I've
mind.
never been able to see it, I'm just gonna stick to the things that I know and that I see.
And the understanding of astrology too, and the awareness of astrology too. If you don't see it, you don't see it yet until you start seeing it, and you do all by yourself alone. Eyes and heart alone is an astrology experiment experience that you learn every day, every opportunity. It's a social opportunity to learn and be aware of astrology, and you can actually calculate other people's individual birth charts and study their life and look at how it matches the interpretation you get from birth charts that no one else has to tell you. No astrologer has to tell you. You become your own astrologer. Everyone is a different piece of the puzzle. Everybody's a different corner of the soul and different eye, different perspective, because we're all one or some bullshit. And we can get a hold of each other that way. That's why we can look over spirits. Spirits can look after us, and we can look after each other. And we can get a hold of them, and they talk for other people. When I get a hold of spirits, it's not something I can choose. I can't just choose what I see is what I get. All I do is say what I see with my mind's eye. That's how you see it. And you can see it with your physical eyes too. Once they show up clear, 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 clear. It's a practice, it's a process. It's not something you can do by demand or argument at all. And not everyone is readable. That makes it even harder. And then people can reject me, which I'm just trying to see through their soul, doing the best I can. I'm not, what else are you supposed to do? Yeah. Like, I'm just trying to get a hold of God again, Jesus and spirits and whatever's around you. And that's how I see spirits, is through other people. I can't do it by myself. I have to witness confirming that what I'm seeing is true. And that's how it works. You start from scratch everywhere. And then once you're cycling juice, you can be on a roll and record it for years and get evidence, and no one cares. Life goes on. But I want to repeat, it's so cool. And if you look at your astrology, all your elements that you have in your astrology helps me be psychic too. There is a phenomenal, like a change in people. You can change people's environment with your presence. But you're not the only one with presence. Everyone has the presence. And you can see right through it, if you're focusing and trying to practice seeing in it. And if someone cooperates with you to tell you yes or no, and if you say yes a lot, then you're on a roll with the visions and they just come to you and you say what you see and you'll just have this big knowing about this person because everyone has the light that they bring with them the whole story and everyone's meant to see it, We're all telepathic. See, there's no time, right? But there is time, but because we're in a vessel of time, but the spiritual realm has like all of it recorded all at once. And we're making our free will inside of it or whatever, I guess. Even things just happen to us without, you know what I mean? I don't know. Like we choose what we eat, but we don't know what we're eating, if it's healthy or not. Who's going to tell us? No, I don't know. No one's telling me a diet to be on besides allergists and stuff. So I don't know the answer to that, but I know that you can get a hold of Jesus and God and his presence, but you're still remain the same person. You can still be insecure and depressed or whatever, even in the presence of high. His presence is like vibrational, colorful, of unconditional love, and he has a plasma bubble that's living. It's like clear. It feels like jelly, and he's actually a being. I never had to read the Bible to see him. I never had to believe in the four-faced cherub being that's actually in the Bible that I never had to read to know to believe in. And I've encountered that before too. Not at the same time though. I can experience seen a lot in the spiritual world that I never knew about. I never was interested even reading about. Like dragons actually exist. I have no clue. That sounds insane. So the four-faced cherub beings is even insane enough. Ezekiel saw it and I saw it too. So what do you think about that? Have you ever heard about Ezekiel seeing this four-faced being? I don't know nothing about it. I want to know everything about it. Ask every church preacher person, even Jehovah's Witnesses, and all the one Jehovah's Witness said that was deep. So that was cool. But not everybody knows about it. I never knew about it. It's got an ox gray face. I didn't know oxes were gray. That's a Taurus earth face, air, Aquarius, blue eyes, sandy, long, blonde, curly hair, like a humanoid looking face, like a big pig nose or something. And it had male torso. And then it had a lion face, Leo, the fire sign, and then eagle, Phoenix, Scorpio face. Earth, air, fire, and water. Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, and Scorpio. Isn't that so cool? And it had all these wings, different, and all these eyeballs in them, or decorations of eyeballs. It's very trippy, and it would shimmer like a goldish yellow color. And in the Bible, it's supposed to say like that was shining bronze. And it says in the Bible, like I never had to read it. I just asked people, and then it turned out to be in the Bible somewhere. So I look, where is it at? Ezekiel, Corinthians, and Revelation, Ezekiel, and something else I don't remember. I think John had the visions of it too, but I never got to read about that yet. I don't know anything where to start. I just know Ezekiel saw this, and it's exactly the same thing I seen. Isn't that crazy? That's so cool. Did it all sober too, because it's better that way. You have to be raw dogging it, natural, sensitive. You don't have to be in a good mood to do it, but it can work with your mind. You start all over. Does that make sense to y'all? Have y'all ever tried to do that? Or there's a bunch of these people who think that they're paranormal investigators, but they found nothing. Like, okay, well, they're not tapping into anything. They're not seeing anything because the building's not haunted unless it is. But if other people are seeing the same thing, then there you go. You got confirmation that this is existing. And I got recordings or whatever, so catch me outside. I'll do it for you, all for free. Out your bird turn roast it. Doug is tell you something you don't know about or you ignore it or something. And it's not something to believe in or disbelieve in. It's an energy language. But astrology is not psychic, but it is fun to do, and it makes me feel more comfortable. So I can be psychic with my mind if I get in a state of mind to see things through you. And if you have elements that help me see things through you, like if you're a Virgo rising, they help me see in the spiritual for some reason. I don't know. Like your astrology elements, like if you're moon and Libra, you make everyone feel intoxicatingly beautiful, like it's a holy presence of feelings or something. Like, wow, why do people feel phenomenal butterflies around these type of people? And then they look at their birth chart that's calculated, it shows that they're moon and Libra. Wow, I don't know. Why do people have 8th house Leo and they pass away from heart problems, or it's in their family and they're still alive? Wow. So that's interesting. Just the study of social opportunity is all it is. I have to go find strangers that have the light. I can't do it by myself. And I can't just go around people I already know. It's not happening. I have to go up to strangers, and or it will happen like even at the grocery store. The light will be there'll be flashes of visions from other people, or they'll have it being around them like haunting them for real. And I'll go up to them and tell them I'm seeing things to you. I don't know if it's just true or not, and I would like to know if it's true. And they end up telling me things what I've seen is true, or showing me pictures of people that I saw through them that just makes it even more true and confirms it more and better. And that's so cool. Oh well. And that's the thing that you can see is what you get thing, instead of just whatever your belief is and what your perspective is not going to change that what actually exists. But now with that, you can find out. Does that make any sense to y'all? I'm just talking to myself. But the demonstration can be proven through people who cooperate or whatever, and that's what I want to do. I don't know. But I like to do your birth chart, but I can sit it on my channel. It's like you have to tell me your month, day, year, and time of birth, and a city and state that matches the same time zone as where you were born, so you won't like dox yourself or whatever. But that's the information I need to know privately or whatever. I won't tell nobody, blah, 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 blah. But I'll do your birth chart. Duh. Blah, 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 blah. Is there a debate you want to pretend to come up with that? Debate if that was actually the real Jesus that I saw too. And the four-faced cherub being, hello, how was that even possible? Like, what was that? What did it mean? What does it mean? I heard that if you saw all the four faces, even the eagle, you can enter the Garden of Eden in the flesh. And so maybe that's what happened. Who knows? And plus, if you see that four-faced cherub being, that means you're so close to God that you're about to see God. You might even disappear. So it protects you from that. And it also is an entryway to Garden of Eden. That's all I know about that. And that's pretty insane. And interesting,
form
cool.
of angel. You're talking about different forms, different types of angels.
There is different. The four-faced cherub being is what the insanest thing I've ever seen. But I've also seen other angels with blue eyes, blonde hair, normal ones, and curly hair, and that was cool. Around people who've seen them too at the same time. But the four-faced cherub being, that was insane, right? I just want to know more about that thing. What I can do, why did I see it and stuff. I don't know.
They say there's about 10 different categories of angels, so they all look different.
Yeah.
There's a hierarchy, at least in Catholicism, in some forms of other Christianity, there's 10 different kinds of angels.
What can I do with that? An angel that had just like blonde hair or whatever as a girl, I seen it through this one dude who's a Libra, because I picked up on his passed away wife, who's like this black girl who told me in spirit they didn't have no electricity. They lived in this abandoned house with wooden box or whatever. They would read the Bible, and I read what she showed me is a scripture that she showed me, because that's what her favorite scripture was. In spirit, I can see letters and people writing stuff, and I can read it. And that interesting. And like and the dude was confirming that was her favorite scripture or something. I never read the Bible to read the Bible in spirit, and that was cool too, because the chick was reading the Bible. It was just in her storybook. It's in her movie. Her soul, her spirit came here, and whatever she's done, the memory's there, and I can read it and find it and look at it like it's a movie. And she's black, right? And he's white. And that's what I was telling her, explaining that she had diabetes feet, that they were swollen, but she still wore high heels. And that was true, right? And they played cards, and they smoked, and they read the Bible, whatever. And this place with no electricity. And that was all true, like a duplex, whatever. And then I saw this angel disappear, and she goes, I'm going to show you your testimony of God, and you have the good chambers. So she said, I'm going to show you your testimony of God. So she mentioned God, the angel, and she goes, I'm going to show you your testimony of God, and that you have good chambers. I don't know if she's talking about me or whatever. What does you have good chambers might mean? Could mean a lot of things. I don't know. I might as well know. That's what she told me. I could still see her too, because this Libra was lit up a cigarette, and I'm like, please put that out, because I'm trying to do psychic and tell you about how your passed away uncle I picked up on, and your grandpa and your ex-wife and all this stuff. you're not gonna put out that cigarette. And he's like, I'm just gonna go to bed and sleep, smoke this. And he didn't give a fuck. He didn't care. He says angels are all around, but you never seen Angel, have you? Have you ever seen Angel? No, but they're all around. Well, this is the first time you ever got to have someone see angels through you. What is, he didn't care, but he was confirming all that stuff is true. But he was so stubborn with his stupid cigarette, like idiots are. And life goes on and on. And I didn't get that recorded, but I got recordings like doing that over the phone with people who don't live, like far, far away, you know what I mean? And I can still see what their house and stuff looks like and stuff. And then I've seen people in person, see vision through in person, and they show me, and I tell them about people that's in their life and what they look like, and I describe all of it, and then they show me pictures of what I just seen in my visions, and that confirms that that's true. And I'm not just listening, of course. And I can't do it by yourself. You have to have confirmation to somebody else. That y'all are the telephone to God. That's it. No matter who you are, it doesn't freaking matter at all. As long as your light is visible to see, where I'm in that state of mind, or something happens where I can see it, then it's happening. And I'm just trying to force that to stay, because everybody has the option to just walk away from each other like idiots when they're glowing, filled with freaking supernatural bullshit. That's just normal. And the spirits can't do nothing anyways. They're just there to communicate with you. And that's happy. I'm happy to just do it anyways. I can't trust them. Like this angel tried to give me a ball of light. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? I was with this chick who's a Libra. She sees these angels too. And she doesn't tell everybody because she thinks someone's going to lock her up. Well, you know what? You could tell people that there's angels around you, and you could teach them how to see them for themselves. And then it won't be so crazy anymore. Now would it? How dumb. You know what I mean? I want to tell everybody I saw angels around her. Hello. Because you don't see angels every day, but she does. Lame. And she lives in a trailer. And she's like, she has angels around her trying to offer me a ball of light. What would you do if the angel tried to offer you a ball of light? I said, what is that? I don't know what it was. It's not telling me what it is. And she goes, oh, I accept those gifts all the time. Go ahead and take it. I'm like, red flag. Also, this angel was jealous. I felt jealousy from it. I don't know how, but I just did. That was even more of a red flag. I'm like, whatever. And then it was like, she had 4 girl angels and a guy angel was the one I was trying to give me the ball light. I never seen a guy angel until that day. And then there was 3 other girls on the other side, and then Indian spirit, blah, blah, blah. And she sees these things all the time too. And I got to see them around her or whatever. And that's one incident that happened. I said, well, if you accept those gifts all the time, you go ahead and take it, because I don't know what it is. It's not telling me. It could be a virus. It could be something, just a ball of light. Once you take it and it shows you what it is, and then it goes back to invisible, and you're back to earth bullshit where you worship your nature goddess and your time god or whatever. And then there's a spiritual realm too. You fucking worship it all. Who gives a fuck what you worship? It's not even required. It doesn't matter what you believe in either. A fairy is going to exist whether you like it or not. The fairy is going to be a savage, and it's going to exist. And poverty in the spiritual world, or just bored or something, but it doesn't matter. If it could be haunting Earth in between our realms, and it could still be bored as fuck. Just like family members will haunt their loved ones because there's nothing better to do. And that's the best thing to do too, to be in between worlds and be in the flesh and spirit. That's the best thing ever. So it's better to be in a body than outside and seeing all these crazy creatures and being stuck with all the insanity of that nonsense, when you can just communicate with it safe on Earth in a body. That's literally the truth of it. We're so privileged, and we're brats on this earth because we're not being crushed by giants and invaded by other mystical demons and stuff. But I mean, that's our natural language, to be telepathic, like animals. They tell me more things because they show me reincarnation and stuff. I think that's the coolest thing ever, because humans are just dumb as they were in life. They'll be like, oh, tell them I still love them. What do you mean? Tell me how you died. Tell me something that get them to convince them that I'm even talking to your dumbass, stupid human spirits, because that has happened before. Isn't that interesting? You're the portal to see spirits. I can't do it myself. Blah, blah. Not everyone's got the light to see through, but once I see through it, maybe I can try it on the people who I thought were not readable, and maybe they could be readable. There was this one dude, I know people I fight with all the time that I've read before. They were psychically readable. I never thought they would be. Plus they're annoying. We still fight today about stupid stuff. but they were readable before. I don't know. But anyways, yep, that's what I do for
Good
everyone.
show, gentlemen. We're gonna get you a debate. Face off scheduled in tomorrow. Quantum Truth with Suave Boss.
Yeah. Thank you for having me, A1. I gotta step down.
We definitely have a great night. We got to get you rescheduled with that
Good to have
presentation.
you.
I got behind, but I'm back
Yeah.
on track now. So yeah, I'm gonna talk to you
What
tomorrow.
would the time be like for you in like times like this, or sometime? What time is good for you?
Midday, not so much. In the early morning, like from 8 to noon, and then late night.
So midday is good or no?